I know you ain't licking your balls.
If you don't have no money, don't call my phone. Workplace informants, man, leave me alone. I'm trying to figure out where we going to lunch. So me and Crooked Halo can go smoke this blunt. Scamco Incorporated, stay juking the conversation. I'm looking for occupations daily at my workstation. There's dream qualifications for only $9. Got scholars living in squalor. Produce the selling hollers. Praying that the car don't die on the road. As I see my supervisor run through the new hoes. Owner of the company got coke on his nose. Gently used gift cards about to make me explode. And I'm not that motherfucker that fixed your income. And I didn't make you have 4 kids with them bums. It's past time that we change the game. Healthcare in the country is a goddamn shame. And if you think that food workers deserve to be poor, when these shife companies got cheese to pay more, y'all the reason that this nation steady ran by crooks. And until we change the shit, we gon' stay getting jooked. So if you don't have no money, don't call my phone. Workplace informants, man, leave me alone. I'm trying to figure out where we going to lunch. So me and Crooked Halo can go smoke this blunt.
Yeah, it's your boy Richie Carlisle. We got Crooked Halo in the building. It's another Jooked Radio episode. WeUpRadio.com. What's poppin'? What's poppin'?
Shit, what's going on?
No doubt. Yeah, we got a dope episode today. Today we're going to talk about arbitration agreements, a little bit about that information. By definition, an arbitration agreement is a written contract where 2 or more parties agree to settle a dispute out of court. As an employee, this means that your dispute can be resolved quicker and the issues remain private. On the other hand, if you have a grievance with your employer, your damages or money that you can be awarded in a settlement in many cases can be a lot less than do traditional litigation on the courts. In addition, the employer typically creates the arbitration agreement for their benefit and the decision rendered is binding, meaning you cannot go to court to appeal the decision of the arbitrator. Hold on. All right. So, in addition, the employer, going back to the arbitration agreements, the employer typically creates the arbitration agreement for their benefit, and the decision rendered is binding, meaning you cannot go to court and appeal the decision of the arbitration. The employer also, in most instances, selects the arbitrator and is a condition of employment with them. And that big package of papers that you sign on your first day at your new job may have an arbitration agreement inside that can set you up for failure down the line. Most people in today's work environment are merely happy to have a job with the benefits or a decent pay rate. A lot of people can and will sign their life away to secure the bag. This is how a lot of Scamco Incs. Are able to maintain toxic work environments with impunity. They can gauge their future losses and operate within those preset appetites for risk based on having arbitration agreements and arbitrators that will rule in their favor or within their threshold for losses. As a professional evaluating employment opportunities, understanding how arbitration agreements can impact your career and your life is important. Are arbitration agreements bad in general? No. However, it's crucial that before signing one, you realize the parameters of said agreements and have a good understanding of the culture of the employer who was requesting that you sign it. Man. So we were a couple of weeks ago. We was talking about what topic, and Halo said, "Well, you know what? Let's talk about arbitration agreements." So tell the people what was on your mind when you wanted to pick that topic.
You done already said it.
No doubt. Well, tell people more about your perspective on arbitration agreements.
They're bullshit and a way for companies to steal your rights so you don't sue they sorry asses in court. Like you have the right to.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I've signed a few on my day. Luckily I haven't had to, take it that far. But it's definitely limiting, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that the employer picks the arbitrator is almost like dirty pool, It's bad business, for the employee, for sure. You know what I'm saying? 216-772-3393. Call in if you ever had to sign an arbitration agreement or if you want to know more about arbitration agreements. Apologies for last week. Yo, keeping it 100, man, I had a stomach virus and I wasn't about to go nowhere. That's why the show did not go on Saturday, but we're back. I'm feeling a lot better. I got some Tums in me. You know what I'm saying? So, life is good, man, for real. But a lot has transpired over these last couple of weeks since we last was on the air. Speaking of which, your boy Cap had a tryout. Well, not necessarily a trial. He had a workout. And the NFL.
You mean the NFL? You mean the NFL used it as PR to try to say they was gonna give him a chance, and then wanted him to sign away his rights?
Yeah, that was some bull.
Yeah, that wasn't a tryout. That was a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, that was some bull. You know what I'm saying? And and people were wondering why he changed the location, but they wanted him to sign extra stuff. They wanted him to come in on the Saturday where most of the relevant talent scouts are watching college football games. They're not, looking for no NFL players. They don't have workouts on Saturday. They have them on Tuesday. So it was it was a whole lot of jokes. Then this past week he had, your boy Stephen A. He put on his tap dancing shoes.
Stephen A. is not now, nor has he ever been my boy. You can next all that.
Man. Yo, he was cooling majorly. That's my opinion. And the thing is with Stephen A. with Jason Whitlock, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of these, basically, if you're a black man on TV with no facial hair, you just be on some trash. I mean, for them, for real. They told me a long time ago, you can't trust a black man with no facial hair. I'm starting to believe that. You know what I'm saying? But Stephen A. went out of his way to, to coon, and he got called out on it, and it saddens me that, that Max Kellerman had to keep it realer than he did, and, he got into it with Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens said that Max was blacker than he was, your boy Stephen A. Well, Stephen A. Smith, you said he wasn't your boy. He really didn't appreciate that, and he wanted to talk about how I'm from Hollis, Queens. It's like, man, a lot of coons is from gully places, But a lot of people note that in the beginning of his career, he was an advocate, for the people, and he kept it 100, quote unquote, kept it 100, and then. When he came to a crossroads in his career where either he was going to carry the company line or, be true to himself, he decided to take that bag. You know what I'm saying? And he just be doing the most. It's just a lot of extra stuff that be coming from him that's not even necessary for real. But back to the workout. I mean, it was some bull. The extra verbiage in the contract that they wanted him to sign, it just showed that they didn't have good intentions. Some people say that Collins shouldn't even want to play in the league, and the fact that he still wants a job says that he's a fraud. What do you say to that?
What?
It's a lot of people that say that because Collins wants a job in the NFL, the same league that he's talked down on, that he's a fraud. What do you say to that?
How the fuck is he a fraud when he's been blacklisted for taking a knee? And yet they got rapists, murderers, women beaters, and any and everything else in there running up and down the field. That's a dumbass argument. A fraud is somebody that is going to take your money and figure out a way to keep taking your fucking money.
Facts. I didn't say I agree with it. I just wanted to hear your take on it. You know what I mean? For real. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people take that position.
Well, we got a country full of dumbasses. They don't know what is going on. The same shit with this whole Myles Garrett, Mason Rudolph. How the white quarterback get no motherfucking problem, no issue for starting this shit, and yet everybody that tried to hold Myles Garrett back, this motherfucker charged at him.
He did.
As he was being restrained. This nigga gets a bullshit-ass fine. Oh, wait a minute. It's a white quarterback. Got to protect him. No, that's bullshit. But if you look at the league, there's precedent for this. When Bill Romanowski took out what's his name's career, he received no punishment, no fine. What he did receive was missing a fucking practice day. That was in 2003.
Wow.
All this shit that goes on in the NFL as far as helmet to helmet and all these other bullshit-ass rules is clearly the most hypocritical bullshit I've ever seen in my life. The fact that Myles Garrett is gone for indefinitely.
He's indefinitely gone.
Tantamount goes right back to the bullshit-ass argument from Stephen A. Smith. He was one of the biggest clowns banging on the biggest fucking drum. He should be gone. He should be gone. Nobody wants to look at what the fuck Mason Rudolph did.
Yeah.
All they want to hear about is the fact that this nigga took his helmet off and swung like he should have beat the shit out that dude. And he should. You step on my nuts with your cleat, nigga, you die today. The fuck? I got 3 linemen holding me back, and you're still fucking charging at me? Are you out of your goddamn mind? Yes, I'm gonna beat you like you stole something.
Facts. I
don't want to hear that shit. On top of the fact that Mason Rudolph is a huge mega fan, he fucking has a crush on Tommy Lauren. He likes a whole bunch of racist ass tweets about Kaepernick, and you trying to say that this motherfucker didn't yell nigga in that goddamn fight? Yes, the fuck he did.
Yeah, he did.
I believe that wholeheartedly. All you gotta do is look at his Twitter feed. All you gotta do is look at his social media. Get the fuck out of here. This is a redneck white boy in Steeler country. That's all they do. So yeah, Mason started it. Myles should have been suspended for 4 games, and that should have been the end of it. But no, you have coon-ass motherfuckers like Jason Whitlock, Stephen A. Smith, talking about, oh, he hit him over the head with the helmet. Where was all this in 2003 when Romanowski was in his career?
Whatever his name, Woody ass. Yeah, he's a sucker too, man, for real. On my mama, I can't stand Woody.
Where the fuck was all this vitriol when motherfuckers was talking all types of shit in the huddle? What's the Richie Incognito? That motherfucker was able to retire from the fucking league. Like, right. Are you serious?
Right.
Are you serious?
And he was a known racist. No
motherfucking racist. So the NFL can kiss my ass. They're full of shit. They're the biggest fucking hypocritical scam code on the planet. And every time Sunday roll around, here you motherfuckers come, ride or die. What the fuck? But that's the whole point. That's how they're able to be allowed to be hypocrites, because you niggas are still going to go to the game. You still going to buy the merch. You still going to tune in. So what the fuck is you doing all this hollering for?
Facts. You got a point.
It's like y'all want to talk about Cap as a fraud. The fucking American people is a fraud. Y'all want to sit here and comment and be on post and talk all this bullshit, but what happens Sunday morning? Ain't none of you motherfuckers standing up in your goddamn house singing the goddamn national anthem. None of you motherfuckers is out here on the streets grassrooting, fighting for social injustices. Y'all walking and stepping over the homeless. All these goddamn foster kids out here. What are you doing? Not shit. Nope. Not a motherfucking thing. But you are so quick to get your ass on social media and pop your opinion like that means something. That don't mean shit. Do something.
You're not spending no money. You're not spending no money with causes. You're not feeding nobody. You're not passing out no turkeys. Nothing. And then you got these so-called rappers and all this bullshit that come, oh, we want to give away. This shit is a goddamn tax deduction for that. What you need a camera for? You don't need a camera around you doing none of that shit. That's how this shit is disingenuous. Yeah, it's whack.
So many artists. Prince is a classic example of somebody who did a whole lot of charitable work, and you never knew about none of that shit until after he fucking died.
Right.
Why? Because if you are a good and decent person and you really give a shit, you don't need a camera crew there. Oh, you know what? I just bought all these groceries for all these people. Motherfucker, and all you got to do is call the store. If you a celebrity, if you somebody like Drake that ain't shooting a goddamn music video, you can call Target. You know what? The next 1,000 people that come to your store, I got all they shit.
I got them.
But that's too much like right.
And not show up. or not bring a
Fuck,
camera
I'm
crew.
so sick of this goddamn, these people, a country full of dumbasses, and it's hypocrisy in all its glory, especially around this time of year. It's like, man, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Yeah, it's super weird.
And if you're not going to do anything, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I mean, I was never one, you know what? I don't like a look at me type person. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, we're here doing this, we're here doing that. It's like, man, just do it. Just do it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Now, while you doing your thing and the media happen to show up or what have you or whatnot, then that's cool. But I mean, every time, you know, people be like, yeah, them the type of people that be like, yeah, man, I'm about to go ahead and get my kids some school clothes. So what?
You supposed to, you dumb motherfucker.
Man, I just paid the rent. Hashtag handling my business. You don't get no pat on the back for that. You supposed to do that shit. Look at me, you know, I mean, it's like, oh, look at me ass niggas, man. You know, for real, it irritates my spirit, man. It's like, if you're gonna do it, man, just do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, whatever blessings you was looking for in doing that good deed is wiped out when you say, look at me. It's wiped away. You know what I'm saying? For real, that's my personal belief. Not saying that
it's
people
just
that
like
you're doing
when
it
they
for
got
don't
on
appreciate it, but it's
Aisha
like,
Curry's
damn.
ass, and she put that shit out there talking about she wanted motherfuckers' attention. Bitch, you're married. Why are you putting shit out here hollering about, oh, well, people don't look at me the same? You're married. Ain't nobody supposed to be looking at you. You ain't supposed to be wanting somebody looking at you, and you married. So when you posting pictures and you waiting for them likes, get the fuck out of here. You have mental issues that you need to address. Period.
Yeah. You know, I mean, yeah, that's the thing. And it's like people were trying to defend that fuckery. And to me, it was indefensible. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, how come I'm not? It's like, you married. That's like me saying, you know what, man, I ain't got that many females in my inbox like I used to. You know, people ain't checking for me like they're checking for my wife. What? What? For real? Man, really? You know, you asking, and that's the thing, it's like you asking for trouble. It's like when your boy Tip, you know, talked about taking his daughter to the doctor and stuff. It's like, man,
that's a whole nother motherfucking, that's fucking ridiculous, and he should feel like the biggest asshole on that, because you know what you did? Not only did you put her fucking business out there like a dad, like an asshole, but now every nigga that's gonna be checking for her ain't gonna be looking at her as somebody that they want to get with. They're looking at her like, who's gonna be the first nigga to take this bitch's virginity? Like, what the fuck year is this? 1732? No, that don't make no fucking sense. And I'm gonna tell you what, I wish my dad would have did some bullshit like that. Nigga, is you crazy? Just because you were a fucking whore, does not give you the right to come in here and say, oh, I check her hymen. Motherfucker, check your ball. You got 18 goddamn kids by 47 different women and got the audacity to want to sit in there with your 17-year-old daughter, 18-year-old daughter, talking about, oh, I had to make sure. No, nigga, you was a fucking whore. And you trying to relay that shit to your daughter. Like, no.
Don't
if
be
anything,
like me.
and he, this is how stupid he is. The hymen, it can be broken in so many other ways than penetrating sex.
Yeah.
But women know that. Women know that. But only a dumbass man is going to be in there talking about, oh, check her hymen. Oh, it ain't broke. Motherfucker, your hymen can break from a whole lot of shit. Whole lot of shit. And it won't be painful. You won't even know until you go get that speculum put in here.
It's not a good, I mean, it's not a good look, man. I mean, you know, I got 2 daughters and I'm not, you know what I mean? I know that, you know, eventually that they're going to have sex eventually. You know what I'm saying? All you can do as a parent is equip them with the knowledge, and, you know,
if your parents are dumbasses, you're going to have dumbass kids.
And equip them with the knowledge and raise them as best as you can, and hopefully they'll make good decisions regarding their health and their body. You know what I'm saying? That's all you can do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going through all them extra little, you know what I mean, them extra steps and all that other shit. But I mean, but like I said before, it all goes back to people wanting to do shit. You doing it for the gram, and you're not doing it for good intentions. That shit to me is just the wackest shit ever. It irritates. I mean, shit like that'll make me not want to rock with you at all as a person. I'd be like, for real? That's how you doing it? Nah. I mean, it's like, you know, I mean, when people have different like fundraising drives, stuff like that, and I give $5 here, $10 there, 20, 50 or whatever, I don't never, you know what I'm saying, list my name. Cause I don't want to be like, I gave this. It's not your business what I gave. The person that I gave it to, I gave it to him. You know, and that's the thing. I mean, you know, and maybe I got it twisted. Maybe, you know, maybe I should let them do their thing. And I'm not saying don't do it like that, but just know that I don't like that shit. I don't respect that shit. But back to arbitration agreements. I mean, it's definitely a way where employers could stack the deck in a favor. It allows them to figure out how they're gonna screw you and how much they can screw you and how much it's gonna cost to screw you even more. They got it already prepackaged, you know, they got it preset already. So it's like, okay, if we do this, the worst thing that can happen is our arbitrator, our boy, who was at the company picnic, is gonna decide in our favor. Or he gonna decide against us, but it's only gonna cost X amount of dollars. We got that figured out already. It's absurd, man. It is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and that's the thing. I mean, I did some research on arbitration agreements. I remember back in the mid to late 90s, they were having trainings for people to become arbitrators. You know? Mm-hmm. Nice money in there. I might look into it myself. Hey, you know, it is what it is, you know? You're a referee. You're a referee, man. It's just, you know, I'm pretty sure they have certain guidelines and ethics that they have to follow or that they are held to follow. Not saying that they follow them or they don't, but I mean, I'm pretty sure they have a code of ethics that they have to, you know, at least say that they follow. You know what I'm saying? For sure. So, besides that, we're going to hit a quick commercial break. We're going to come back with more Jooked Radio. We at radio.com.
Yo, what's up?
What's up, bruh? How you?
Man, I swear, I know you ain't just called my phone crying.
Man, Sharita birthday tomorrow, bruh. I'm still broke as hell, son.
So what you calling me for? Go get her some.
Ain't got no money.
You ain't got no money.
I mean, I got a few dollars.
Well, that's all you need. Call Jazzy Marie.
Who? For what?
Jazzy Marie do my baby mama's nails, her hands and her feet.
Man, I bet she be looking rough too. She did that, bro. Quit playing, bro.
Man, look, I'm about to give you a number. Hold on. It's 440-454-4034. Her name Jazzy Marie.
Jazzy Marie. All right, what's the number again, man? What's that code too?
The number is 440-454-4034.
Okay.
The promo code, if you want to save $10, don't forget.
I need that, man.
Capital JM Squeeze.
Squeeze. Okay. All right. Thank you, man.
JM Squeeze.
Hey, man, you my best friend, man.
What's her name again?
Jazzy Marie, man.
Okay.
I love her too, man. Thank y'all, man.
Man, stop crying and get yourself a job or something. Broke ass man.
Reggie Clemens, insurance professional. Losing a loved one is hard enough. Worrying about how you will handle final expenses only adds to one of the worst moments of your life. Let Reggie Clemens help you address this very important need. With over 12 years experience, Mr. Clemens has the knowledge and wherewithal to help you deal with all situations. No exam is required for most plans. Auto, home, and renter's insurance is also available. Call 216-925-6577 for a free quote. That's 216-925-6577. Reggie Clemens, insurance professional. We Up Radio is one of the fastest growing online radio stations in the country. If you want to grow your business, promote and broadcast live for your event, or start your career in broadcasting, We Up Radio is the place for you. We have plans and services for everyone. Email us at weupradio@gmail.com to find out more, or you can call us at 216-772-3393. weupradio.com. weupradio.com.
What's What's up, world? It's your boy Big Squeeze. Each and every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. we at radio.com. Check out the dopest show in the world, you heard me? Yeah, me and my homie Mook, we go out here, we go hard with the real hip-hop heads. We got that dope shit. If it's hot, we gon' play it, believe that. Tune in to the jungle, baby. Big Squeeze, Mook, 6 to 8, we at radio.com.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin.
Tune in to OP Nation Talk every Thursday, 7 to 9.
Right here live at WeUpRadio.com.
216-772-3393.
Hosted by
Ray Sharp
Councilman Ernest L. Smith.
and King Swisher.
Every Thursday, 7 to 9.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
Every fucking
Man, you hate the radio.
I despise it. I hate it.
Tune in to Clutch Players University.
You said who?
Clutch Players University.
Clutch Players University.
Yeah, man.
When?
On Saturday at 1.
Get out of here.
These days never felt so great. I'm drawn to you and all things by design. I do for you. Yeah, yeah. I do for you, for you. Every time I think about you.
Go to www.followblackdollars.org to find out more about the Follow Black Dollars movement. Once you lock arms and become a member, you will receive 10% off all products and services from Follow Black Dollars members, and you will in turn give a 10% discount to fellow members. All Follow Black Dollars members will receive a t-shirt and a stamper where you will stamp all dollars you receive and redistribute them back in the money supply. Anyone who presents a stamped dollar to a Follow Black Dollars member will receive the same 10% discount on all products and services. Join the Follow Black Dollars movement today. Jooked Radio presented by Follow Black Dollars, sponsored by Wristwork Custom, Black Ops, November 30th. Inbox Wristwork Custom for more information on the Black Ops event. Support small business, wherever you are around the country, around the world. Support small business for Black Friday and during the Christmas season for sure. They could definitely use that bread. We are back, Jooked Radio, Crooked Halo. I'm your boy Richie Carlisle. We talking about arbitration agreements and whatever comes to mind. We are back in the mix. We talked about the past events that occurred with Colin Kaepernick, Myles Garrett, and just, various other things that's been going on. What's your plans for the holiday season? What you got on deck for that? Yo.
What? What happened?
What's your plans for the holidays, man?
Eating.
Eating?
What?
No doubt. Just to let y'all know, we are not going to be on the air next Saturday. We are in Cleveland, Ohio, and if you are in Cleveland, Ohio, you are watching Ohio State against Michigan. We're going to go ahead and serve them dudes once again like we always do. So no show. I'm going to be at the crib, with some barbecue treats and some cold alcoholic beverages watching the game. But we'll be back first Saturday in December. We chopping about that. So, again, have you had any experiences with arbitration agreements?
I've not had to sue anybody with arbitration, simply because I don't give a shit enough about these companies to do that.
You never had to sign one before you got a job?
No, I've had to sign one, but I've never had to go into arbitration.
Yeah. I've had to sign several, but the thing is, when I was signing them, I didn't understand it. I just figured it was just more things to sign, but after researching it for the show, and figuring out the implications, I was like, man, they were scam. And the thing is that a lot of the ones I signed were for Scamco Incs. You know what I'm saying? Now, it was a couple Scamco Incs that didn't have them, but a lot of that's like a telltale. If you got a company that's asking you to sign an arbitration agreement, chances are you're working for a Scamco Inc. because they're asking your permission to screw you. You know?
Yeah, because that's what arbitration agreements are in the workplace. They already got pissed off with a lot of places that had union representation. Because if you have union representation, then your union rep is the one that fights for you. Mm-hmm. Companies don't like that shit. They don't want somebody fighting for your rights. They want to jack you for all the money they possibly can. That's why you have these companies like Green Circle Growers in Oberlin, the place up in Sandusky, the chicken factory down there in Mississippi, where all they want to do is hire people in at minimum wage pay, $8 an hour, and make you work 12, 14, 16-hour days. No benefits, no right breaks, no so-called perks that a lot of folks done got used to. There's one company, Green Circle is classic for this, because that's all it is. It's a damn nursery. All you doing is picking flowers. You're there 10, 12, 14 hours a day. You don't get any benefits, and they won't even tell you until it'll be time for you to go. You think you done been there since 6. You think you getting off at 3:30. These niggas will come around at 3 o'clock talking about we need y'all to stay till 6:30. So now you got a 12-hour day. Damn. What the fuck? Now, if you got kids, family, anything like that, they don't care. You signed the agreement when you decided you wanted to work here. Mm. There's nothing you can do. Now, anybody that got half a brain realizes that this is not how you treat workers, and then they can't get people that want to work there. Hence, why you have all these illegal aliens working these jobs, because they want to work. Y'all's dumbass president and this hateful rhetoric that swears that people are lazy. If anybody is lazy, it's the American people. They're not working these jobs. Nah. Billy Bob and Jethro and Gertie and all them, they're not working these jobs. They're in the coal mine mad that you're using solar energy. They're not going to go down and break chicken necks and clean cow carcasses. Nah. They're not going to do that for no benefits and no money. So what's the easiest way to get around that? You bring in the people that want to work, which are a lot of these illegal immigrants, because you know what? Let's get it all the way straight. Y'all don't live in these countries. You don't know what the firsthand that they're dealing with. America's supposed to be a so-called democracy. We allegedly have a constitution and a Bill of Rights that allow for certain civil liberties and freedoms. I don't know where a lot of you people are from, or if you didn't pay attention to social studies, but the rest of the world don't operate like the United States of Corporation America.
No, they don't.
They really don't. So the idea that people are coming here to take jobs is just asinine and bigoted rhetoric. The idea that people are coming here to take money out of your pocket, food out of your house, it's all rhetoric. Because you're not going out and doing shit your damn self.
Not at all.
Key fact, the coal industry. You got generation upon generation that are blaming immigration and new laws and science for the fact that you thought you could mine a limited resource forever. What type of dumbass are you?
And you know
what? You're complete moron.
Man. And that brings me to, like, I've been watching over the past couple of weeks these impeachment hearings. And the way that they've drugged these people, these career diplomats, under the bus is disgusting. It's disgusting.
As American people that are supposed to be, of the people, for the people, by the people, y'all should be super fucking pissed off that a whole party has nothing to do but denigrate lifetime service leaders, a Purple Heart recipient. And my thing with this is, if the motherfucker didn't do it, why aren't the people that's saying he didn't do it willing to testify under oath that he didn't do it?
Maybe because the person that was the ranking member was in on it too. Hello.
Exactly.
He was in on it too.
Because that perjury, they hit your ass with that perjury charge. That's a federal perjury charge.
He gonna talk. He gonna have to talk because, the people that was arrested, in on it, they want to talk, and they're exposing your boy Devin Nunes. He's a whole bitch, by the way. I've been sitting back listening to this dude. I mean, he don't even, it's like, I'm wondering, why is you consistently pushing this false narrative every day? He looked like the
reason why they're consistently pushing it is because you have these dumbass people that are consistently believing it.
I mean,
it doesn't matter. I mean, you can tell these fools that the sky is yellow, and they'll believe it.
Yeah.
Because Trump said it was yellow. The sky's yellow. Okay, motherfucking protoplasm doesn't exist. It does not contribute to how the leaves change. Okay, what the fuck kind of dumbass are you getting?
I mean, for real. And it's like, it didn't come out yesterday that it actually lightweight came out Wednesday, but it came out yesterday, you know, majorly.
Stop licking your balls.
That he went over to Europe and was planning to find dirt on Biden. You the ranking member. You the ranking member, and you in on this shit. And now it makes sense why you on there looking like a complete jackass, saying the same false talking points day in and day out. But man, Dr. Fiona Hill wasn't having none of that shit yesterday, Thursday. She gave it to them dudes. She gave it to them dudes. I mean, man, you know what I'm saying? It was, you know, but the sad part is that in spite of all of that, you have, like you said, a whole political party that will acquit this dude for stuff that's way worse than anything that Nixon did.
Like I say to people, if you think it's okay, go to your job and do what he do, and let me know how that works out for you.
Right. I mean, just anything he did, but I mean, particularly this right here. You over here, you go to a bank with a note, I got the money, give me the money, but then you walk out the bank without the money. Well, I didn't rob it, so nah, try that. You're going to be in federal prison.
All day.
You're going to be in federal prison for a hot 20. For a hot 20 every time. I mean, but yeah, that's all. I mean, these hearings is like looking at these people, particularly, man, your boy, what's his name? Jim Jordan?
Why are you calling these motherfuckers my boy? I don't cover up for a fucking pedophile covering up ass motherfucker. The only reason this son bitch is in Congress is because they gerrymandered his fucking district. That's the only reason why he's in there. And if the people in his district don't recall his old retarded ass, that let you know we got some of the dumbest motherfuckers in the country.
I mean, dude, get a jacket. It's like, get a suit jacket, bruh. You in Congress. What is you doing?
Why he is the last person. When you cover up decades of sexual abuse, you are the last person on this planet that got the audacity to question somebody's moral character.
No moral character at all. The last person. He shouldn't even be talking. And it's like, it's comical. It's like, I believe that that old boy, because he not your boy. You know, I've been saying that. You know, I know next time you see me, we gonna, you know, it's gonna be some situations, but that's cool. I love you anyway. But I digress. It's almost like he's begging to get fired. He's like, please fire me. Please fire me. I done made what I wanted to make. Let me go. But these Republicans is like, no, man, we need you. We trying to hold on to this power. Because these defenses are weak. You know, extremely weak. But I mean, it goes back to what we talk about weekly on our show, man. These Scamco Incs, man. It's like, what's sad is that you have people that defend, you know, these killer corporations in the fraud stuff that they do, because they may have got the long end of the stick in the arrangement, and even if they got the short end, they under the belief that if they can just, you know, kiss enough ass, you know what I mean, to suck enough balls, that they'll go ahead and get promoted or upped or whatnot. They want to just defend it instead of calling out blatantly wrong activities and actions. It's almost like we're in a society now where people are saying up is down and down is up, you know, on purpose. It's like, are you seriously? Look, it is. Look, you know, it's absurd, man. I don't even recognize a lot of stuff no more. I would have never thought in my lifetime growing up, you know what I mean, in the 80s and the 90s, during the Cold War, you know, the end of the Cold War, whatever, seeing a U.S. president get punked by Russia the way we see it right now. It's pathetic. You know, it really is, man. Yo, 216-772-3393. Call in. Tell us your experiences about arbitration agreements and how they affect the workplace. Yo. Did you see that article the other day about those City of Cleveland employees?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, well, peep gang. Some city workers had got busted having Christmas parties and holiday parties with strippers and alcohol.
How are you at a city party with strippers and alcohol?
Now, the story goes that they had approved, money for a holiday party. Now, the thing is that during this part of time of the year, companies, they have holiday parties. Christmas parties, end of the year parties. I mean, that's just how it is. But they had approved for them to have a holiday party. A lot of the Christmas parties they do serve alcohol and food and what have you. But the management team was saying we didn't approve the strippers though. And I'm thinking to myself, if you, as a man, or just in general, I mean, it's like somebody definitely blew the whistle. But I'm thinking to myself. And I don't even think it was a whistle blown. I think it was somebody trying to just be like, hey, we lit and told. I mean, what was on whoever? It had to be somebody in the management that said, you know what? Having strippers at the city employee event is a good thing.
Probably somebody white.
I don't even know. They didn't need like several. You had temporary workers that were with the city that got let go, and other like full blown employees were suspended, reprimanded, what have you. I'm thinking, who allowed that? I mean, you allowing strippers? I mean, and I done worked for some companies where at the holiday party I done seen all type of. Like, alternative entertainment, you had clowns or gymnastics or what have you, but not no stripper. I mean, straight up booty shaking, twerking strippers for the city of Cleveland for the holiday party.
Ridiculous.
I mean, and I'm thinking, like, what's crazy is that it's not even holidays. The holiday season hasn't even really started yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, who's signing off on this shit? And this is what gives city workers a bad rap, or government workers a bad rap, doing shit like this. You know what I'm saying? Wasting taxpayer money. So taxpayer money then got chicks bouncing, I mean, really? I mean, was the strippers booked with city money? Or did the workers come together on their own and book the strippers? But that's the. Meanwhile, in the city, in Cuyahoga County, you got strippers at the holiday party. I'm thinking this had to happen, last year? They posted pictures from last year. I'm thinking somebody didn't got mad or somebody was supposed to get promoted and they didn't. So they said, I got you. And, something along those lines. I don't know. But I'm thinking if you're talking about holiday parties, this had to have been from last year where this happened. And you posting pictures from something that happened a year or two ago, out of, it had to have been out of spite, man. Some hating ass dude. Probably didn't get the promotion or what have you, or didn't get his job, so he like, well, screw it, I'm about to tell on all of y'all. I mean, but keeping it a buck. Now you as a female, what would you say and or do if at your company holiday party you saw Ronnie, Tricks, and other?
Well, I'm not gonna see any of that because I'm gonna be out in my car smoking. But
you did. Let's say you did. You at the holiday party. You then came back from your from your blunt, and you see this is the entertainment. Come onto the stage.
Going back to the car to smoke. I ain't got time for that. It's time for me to go because I'm not about to be facing no charges. Where was she at? Angelique was out there in the car smoking. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see none of that.
Yo, mean, really, but this really happened. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, really, city of Cleveland. I don't even know. I mean, you know, and my thing is, I'm not mad at the strippers. I'm like, hey, man, get your money. You know, however if you're gonna go to those extents to get your bread, I'm not mad at you for doing that. You know, I mean, do what you gotta do. I mean, but you know, for real. And I'm thinking, who told? You know what I mean? For real. I'm thinking, who told? Would you have been the person that would have blown the whistle and told? Would you have exposed the city on that?
Ain't nothing in it for me. What am I giving a shit if y'all getting in trouble? I'm not trying to be a part of none of that. People got to understand there's times when you got to look, have your discernment and see shit ain't right, go light up and mind your own fucking business.
So you would not be a whistleblower.
On some strippers? The fuck? Man, I don't give a damn about no strippers.
I wouldn't have told about no strippers, man. I'd just be like, damn, for real? You know what I'm saying? I mean, the thing is that if you at the party, if you're at the party, how you gonna get in trouble? Unless you the person that should get in trouble, if anybody, is the person that okayed the strippers and paid for the strippers. Meaning you.
Yeah, but if you done signed an arbitration agreement, anybody that was at that party most likely will be in trouble because you are now representing the city and you were a part of it. Hence why I'm going to be in the car.
Man, right, you're right. You have to walk out. That's the move, to walk out. It's like, man, like I didn't work for different companies where, you know, and there's always like some city workers doing some flaw shit, man. Like it was a city project, and all these plumbers, you know, they had took their lunch break and they were at the bar getting drunk, you know what I'm saying, on the clock. And then, you know, they boss came in and they tested everybody. Man, everybody do the breathalyzer, and like everybody except like my boy and another one of his friends, they were able to pass the breathalyzer, so they didn't get fired. But like their whole squad they got fired. I'm thinking to myself, man, you're at work, man. What would possess you to even do that shit on the clock, man? You know what I'm saying? It's like
country full of dumbasses.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, you know, on one end, you know, we advocate at Jooked Radio. We advocate for working people around the world. But if you on some bullshit, man, we can't sign off on that. We're not gonna sign off on bullshit. We're not signing off on you getting drunk on the job. We're not signing off on you, you know, having strippers at the party. We ain't signing off on that, man. I mean, we ain't gonna tell, but we ain't signing off on that. You get caught, you an idiot. You know what I mean? Flat out, you a damn idiot for even doing that, man. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this story, and Goldie sent me the story like, man, you need to talk about this. I'm like, man, for real. City of Cleveland, boy, I tell you, man, please tell me we're not the only city that this didn't happen. I'm pretty sure this has had to have happened in Atlanta a couple times.
Oh, of course.
A couple times, but it ain't telling. You know, why you tell? Like, son, why you tell? It had to have been about somebody didn't do what they're supposed to do, and somebody told. It had to have been about that, man. How you gonna tell on that? I mean, for real, it is completely absurd. 2020, we're gonna have our political show. We're gonna talk about the candidates that's running, talk about major issues, you know, in an organized format. And we're gonna really discuss that. We still got a lot of things to sort out on the blue side of the aisle. It's about 100 motherfuckers running right now on that side of the aisle. You know, but we're gonna definitely talk about that. You know, if you are actually happy with the current administration, we want you to call in and tell us why. You know, I mean, honestly, you know, we ain't gonna like just completely dog you. You know, you say something stupid, we're gonna get at you. But I mean, we're gonna allow you to at least get your point out, to say, you know, to explain your position. You know what I'm saying? I'm a person, when it comes to politics, I think that, you know, at least for the black delegation, I'm not one that's upset at a black person that's conservative or that's Republican at all. I think more of us should be on that side of the spectrum, because, you know, for one, it's asinine that every 4 years that one particular political party get our votes for nothing. For nothing at all. My thing is, if our vote was split or divvied up, where you would actually have to fight for real, you would get more out of it. It's just that on the common sense side, it's like it's hard for me to rationalize voting for a group of people that support Klan members. It goes against my code of ethics. I can't do it. I mean,
they all do. That's why you shouldn't be a part of the two-party system. That's the whole problem.
They all do. You're right.
The two-party system is the biggest scam co-link of all because neither one of them are giving you what you need.
But you ain't about to be in my face like, yeah, I'm with the Klan.
That's why in Illyria they got rid of that. They voted in the mayor that ran as an independent because they're tired of the Democrats. They're tired of the Republicans. You're not doing shit. Both of y'all are full of shit. The two-party system in and of itself is archaic and needs to be done away with because all it does is pit people against people and nobody's getting anything done.
Yeah. You're right, because...
And then you arguing about it and y'all are arguing the same stupid shit, but ain't nobody doing it either way.
No, you're right.
This is why Tupac was killed. That whole gang shit, that shit is what they call a red herring. When Tupac came out and said we needed our own political party, that's what got him killed. His mother was a Black Panther. His father was a Black Panther. His godfather was a Black Panther. Just like old girl tried to tell dude with the receipts, brought the receipts on MSNBC last week in his book talking about how Ronald Reagan didn't do any of this. No, Ronald Reagan did a lot of shit. Ronald Reagan is the reason why a lot of the California gun laws are what they are. Because when the Panthers were legally carrying, he was like, "Oh no, we can't have these niggas out here doing this."
Nah.
Y'all wouldn't have the WIC program if it wasn't for the Black Panthers, because the government wasn't making sure women and children had milk, cheese, eggs, and bread. It was the niggers that was doing that. So again, the idea of a two-party system is completely archaic and is stupid, and it's a byproduct of white supremacy. Because all you're doing is arguing over the same shit. One of you's just wearing red and one of you's just wearing blue. Ain't neither one of you getting nothing done. That's why we have the dumbass we have in office today. Because you got a lot of racial, bigoted assholes in this country that loved everything ignorant this fool was saying with not a lick of political knowledge, experience, whatsoever. Multiple bankruptcies, multiple kids, multiple marriages, but y'all think this motherfucker is the second coming. Are you out of your goddamn mind? No. All you've done is put the country in a position to regress, which is exactly what we did. So the idea of, well, we should be Republican or we should be Democrat, no, you need your own fucking political party. You don't need to be neither one of them. Because ain't neither one of them did you shit for you.
Right.
Because trust and believe me, the Republicans didn't want to give slaves any types of rights in 1843, in 1863, in 1873. And when they realized that what would happen with the 40 acres and the mule, the banks made sure that shit didn't happen. And to this day, you still have the disparity in lending that you've ever had. They just came out with another article about it. I am a fucking mortgage broker. I see this shit every day. That's why we got to ask you your race, whether you're male or female, and how old you are. And then it goes by the zip code you want to get a loan in. Oh, that's a black neighborhood. Okay, so the prices is going to be lower. Oh, that's a white neighborhood. Oh, we're not going to approve that loan. So people think that the idea of, well, we need to do, no, we don't need to be a Republican. We don't need to be a Democrat. Get down. You're not getting on me. That shit is obsolete, and it's a red herring. You're supposed to be of the people, by the people, for the people. So the people need to get the fuck up off their asses and take back their country. And I'm not talking about these armed militia Klansmen that we got over here in Grafton and Eaton Township and everywhere else the fuck in this country. I'm talking about people with half a brain that understands common sense, that understand fair pay for fair fucking work, that understand you should be able to keep a roof over your head when you get a job, that understand you should not have to go bankrupt because you got to have a surgery. That's what we need. And until that happens, we're going to be a country full of dumbasses.
Facts. I mean,
shit, I said what I said.
But that's the thing. I mean, that would make more sense if people would align based on issues, purely issues.
But that's what I'm saying. The idea of a two-party system that people still buy into in the 21st century is the reason why there's so much division and derision in this country. Because it's way easier to go along with somebody you thinks like you than it is for you to step out on a leap of faith or whatever you want to call it and do some shit your damn self.
Yeah. Now,
and I tell you what, if my cousin hadn't did that shit, his ass wouldn't have got elected mayor. And we'd be sitting in the same shit with the same dumbass broad that ain't did shit but lose money and plant fucking flowers for the last 8 years. And she's a Democrat.
Yo.
And she thought she didn't have to do shit this year. She ain't getting she ain't had no competition. Well, what happened? Frank went door to door. Frank pulled an AOC, which is what you're supposed to do. You go and you ask the people, what do you want? What do you feel needs to be done? Because of the people, by the people, for the people. And the people told him what needed to be done. And when the people realized that, well, maybe this guy might not be an asshole, and he's not running with a party affiliation, meaning he didn't have no money coming in from Republicans. There was no money coming in from Democrats. He ran as an independent.
Man.
And won by, we had we only had a 35-40% turnout, but he still beat the shit out of her.
So that was your cousin?
Yeah. And it's like, I've been telling him his whole life. Like, when he was 5 years old, I hung his ass outside by a tree because he was acting up. The fuck? And I told him, now, look at you. Here you are, mayor, going into 2020, about to be mayor. Because you understood a lot of the stuff that I was trying to tell you as a young man coming up when you was going through your shit.
That has to feel good.
And that is what we need in this day and age, more people to understand that, no, you don't have to be part of the two-party system. If you see shit is fucked up, figure it out a way to change it.
Yeah.
Go door to door, hold town halls, hold Facebook Live roundtables, ask the people what they want. And like AOC, who is the youngest woman ever to be in the House of Representatives, well, you know what? The people will understand and put you where you need to be.
They will.
That's why so many of these establishment Democrats and Republicans can't stand her, because she didn't take no big money. She didn't have no big money backing her. Because, again, it's the same shit along Tupac's lines, what he said. We need our own shit. Our own shit, because they both line in their pocket, any way, shape, or form, off of all of our backs, especially minorities.
So you got Bloomberg and the ex-governor of Massachusetts, Duvall. I forgot his name, but he's a black dude that was the governor of Massachusetts. He hopping in too. I listened to him. He reminds me of Obama for real.
All those niggas is distracting. All they are distracting, because they're never going to get the nomination.
Being shot because the progressive candidates, they like, damn, these progressives could actually get in and win. And then
exactly, that's why it is. That's why Bloomberg didn't already spent $30 million. Like, nigga, you've been in the race 2 weeks and you already spent $30 million. You're trying to buy the nomination, and that's where the problem come in at.
Right.
All these so-called mayors and governors are coming in at the last minute. No, none of you have any chance of winning. You're trying to buy your way in and create nothing more than distraction.
Right.
Because you're not going to get the nomination.
These progressives are they actually have a chance.
And they believe you me. They want to give Joe Biden the nomination so bad.
Yeah.
But they know that they just can't, because Joe's history, and on top of what this dumbass just said about marijuana, is not going to be conducive to the Democratic Party.
Nah,
they don't want to give it to Bernie, but they know if they don't give it to Bernie, they're going to have a revolt on their hands. They're definitely not going to give it to Kamala, because this country is for damn sure not ready to have a black woman as president. If y'all think the shit that we heard during the 8 years Obama was in there and Kamala's married to a fucking white guy, get the fuck out of here. You ain't gonna see none of that shit.
Nah.
So for Bloomberg and the governor and all these other people coming in, people gotta keep their third eye and see it for what it is, a goddamn distraction that is hell bent on keeping you away from the issues that are important.
Right.
Don't make no sense.
Like universal income.
Universal income. Why the fuck do people have to go bankrupt for medical bills? Now you're trying to see, oh, well, Trump wants to make sure the hospitals are fair price. And get the fuck out of here. That's a talking point. Because if it wanted it done, it would have been done.
Right.
This motherfucker done been in there 3 years. Now all of a sudden, a year before the primary, you want to hear, oh, well, we got to make sure they're putting the prices on there. No, what you need to make sure of is these goddamn insurance companies pay what the fuck they're supposed to pay, and these hospitals do their fucking job.
Right.
Period. And why the fact that your health insurance should not be tied to your motherfucking employer, because these employers do not want to pay it.
No.
The biggest example of that was when GM went on strike, and the first thing they did was cut the goddamn health insurance.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think these companies give a shit about you, you was a goddamn fool.
Man.
Because they don't. They don't want to pay your health insurance. They don't want to give you any benefits. They don't want to give you an hour lunch. They don't even want to give you an 8-hour shit. They don't even want to give you an 8-hour work day. If they could give you 7 hours, they'd be happy.
Right.
And make you take an hour lunch on that shit, so you only getting paid for 6 hours. And if they could make you work 7 days a week, they would, because all of it goes to their bottom line. For a country that was built on the backs of slavery, that slave mentality is what is continuing to drive workplace issues to this day.
In this country, for sure. Because these companies made so much bread off of paying damn near nothing. And the thing is that the country was in fact built on slavery, but it wasn't. But don't think that people that work regular jobs was any better, because they really wasn't. They had babies in them. You had babies in them factories. You know what I'm saying?
And if they could have babies in the factory today, they would.
They would. You 5 years old.
Why do you think a lot of these celebrity lines, a lot of these clothing lines, a lot of these shit is produced overseas where they don't have child labor laws
at all?
Where they happily do business with countries like China, who have massive human rights violations. China right now has detained over 1 million Muslims, forced them to eat pork, forced the women to be seen in states of undress with men who they were not married to, forced these people to do a lot of shit that goes against their religion, because they too buy into hateful rhetoric. Plus, China is not a democracy.
At all.
Not even a little bit. It's a communist country.
They're like, we've been communists. We do. This is for the country. This is for the nation.
So the idea of people getting any type of civil liberties or human rights, it doesn't exist there. There's a lot of countries in this world where civil liberties don't exist. People don't realize, especially Americans. That's why I call y'all a country full of dumbasses. Especially in this day and age, because if you take your retarded ass overseas and violate, you'll end up worse than that boy that they caned in Singapore back in the 90s. And his parents was like, wait, what? Well, you know what? He wasn't in America, sweetie.
So he got his ass
whooped. I'm so sorry, Marsha and Greg, but you know what? Bobby was over there acting a damn fool.
And they caned his ass.
What Americans talk about, oh, it's just boys being boys. And a country like Singapore was like, no, he violating rules. He gets caned. And they caned the shit out that boy.
Right. It's like, man, we beating your ass. We
all day. Same shit with Ryan Lochte and those swimmers in Brazil. You motherfuckers came up with a whole goddamn international incident.
Right.
Whole internet and call yourself representing Olympians? Really?
Right.
And if any of them had been black, they'd asses still be locked up in that country right now.
Still.
Ryan Lochte came back and was on Dancing with the Stars.
Right. After violating.
Still making money.
Right. I mean, the thing is that, whatever happens, man, I mean, motherfuckers, they had it coming. And you know, like, I think a lot of these politicians need to realize that, particularly with the black population, you know, or indigenous population, whatever you want to call us, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us are prepared to sit at home and watch this motherfucker burn. For real, for real. It's like, what difference does it make? Because, you know, regardless of who's in office, it's not affecting us in one way or the other. So, it's like, well, I mean, hey, the hood looked the same with Obama in office, with Trump in office, with Clinton in office, with Bush in office. The hood looked the same. So why should I even care?
Exactly.
I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, for real.
But that's also the mentality of why are you waiting for Captain Save him to come save you? Because these rappers ain't doing it. You rappers and got the fuck up out the hood. They ain't not giving a shit.
So
it's like you said, the hood is the same. The hood have been the same. Get down. Go.
Rocky, he was like, man, shoot, I don't care about that. I'm rich. I'm in Soho. Care about that shit. Then he went overseas and was in jail. Had to beg Trump to get him out. You know, went overseas and was like, oh no, they weren't caring about that. They had him locked up. You know, but that's the thing, man. You know, but I truly believe that we need, you know, as black people, need to focus more on economic freedom. But the thing about that is that historically, whenever, you know, black people had their own, you know, the majority population would just come through, kill us, and burn it and take it. You know, every time.
Mm-hmm.
Every time. But the thing is, people don't talk about that part, or say, well, how come you guys can't? It's like, dude, whenever we can say, you know what, we don't even care about politics. We're going to do our own thing. Then, well, what are y'all doing? It's like, why are you worried about what we doing? Oh, damn, y'all doing good. Can we have something? No, y'all don't want our money, so y'all can't have it. No, oh, we don't like that either. Nope. Yeah. I mean, so that's the thing. So it's like, you know, what's the answer? I mean, you know, what do we do from there? You know, what's the answer? Because it's like, when we had our own, y'all killed us and took it. You know, killed us and took it and burnt it to the fucking ground. Every time. You know, or if we do get something, you got to be a part of it, or you got to have somebody from your delegation to be on site. You know what I'm saying? To be on site, and if that's not happening, then you'll destroy it, you know, or you will, you know, collude in order to destroy it, like the brother in Cleveland that owned all the property that Cleveland Clinic got now in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? The city of Cleveland and Cleveland Clinic colluded and ruined that brother. I can't think of his name right now, but they ruined him. So it's like, dang, we, you know, no matter what we do, you know, we could do it the right way, not be political, not so, you know what I mean, for real. So that's the thing. So take us back to arbitration agreements. To me, looking at it, it's almost as if you agreeing. I mean, you agreeing to get screwed if you sign that joint, you know. But it's like you agreeing to be screwed for so much, and that if you do, you know, if they do catch them screwing you, they're only gonna give you what they want to give you. So it's disingenuous. You know, it's
not only that, but arbitration agreements are a way that companies can keep any type of action with them private. If you go and you sue in a court of law, as is your right, that is all public record. So when it comes to hiring and mergers and things like that, the fact that you have the ability to go out and look for any public records of these companies, you know, for what they may have done, that's another reason why companies choose arbitration agreements. They're private, and the decisions are binding. So if you're somebody that, you know, is looking for a job and you see that page like, okay, and it says arbitration, just know that if you don't sign it, they're going to come back and say, you either need to sign this or we're not going to hire you.
Flat out.
Because they're not going to allow for something like a sexual harassment claim to come through and go through a court of law. They would much rather that go through arbitration and any type of finding be private. And if you have the audacity to reveal anything, then you are sued because you most likely have a non-disclosure agreement for that as well. That's why the things with Harvey Weinstein, that was huge in CBS, because they had these people sign not only arbitration agreements but non-disclosure agreements, meaning they couldn't say anything even if they wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
So now that Weinstein is going to go to trial here in a few months, and CBS is really still dealing with this, they are looking at releasing people from the NDAs so people can actually talk. And by people, I mean the women, because a lot of this is women that are either suing or have wanted to sue or that registered complaints and nothing was done, but they had arbitration and NDAs, so none of this is going to come out. And that's where the problem comes in at, because if you're a woman or a man and something incredibly foul happens to you in the workplace, but because there's an arbitration agreement, you can't do anything. You're sitting here with a supposed to be allegedly unbiased third party, and 9 times out of 10 it's not.
How? When they cutting a check for the arbiter?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like it'll tell you it's unbiased, and it's not, because the company is paying for the arbitration. So it's not unbiased. You're not exercising the same civil liberties that you would have in a court of law. There's no right of discovery, meaning there's no way to get any type of evidence from the corporation side unless you have your own evidence.
Right.
Unless you have things on record, unless you have things on camera. A company that has an arbitrator is not obliged to show any evidence of your complaint.
No.
They're only obliged to show whatever progress or process was done to appease you at that moment in time during arbitration. In a court of law, you have attorneys present. Attorneys wants to go they want to see the whole thing. I need the whole timeline of the incident from the first time you registered a complaint until you were either wrongfully terminated or you quit because of it. And a company has to turn that over.
Right.
Has to go to the HR department and say, do you have any complaints other than this person has right now? Are there any other complaints about so-and-so? That was the whole Weinstein thing. Once the first woman came forward, the dominoes started to fall. So no, It's not, arbitration is not, nor has it ever been in the best interest of the worker. And all it is an ability for companies to yet again remove your civil rights from you when it comes to exercising things that you normally would in a court of law. That's why all companies are supposed to have those federal work posters, labor posters up that have the numbers for the EEOC, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, for Family Medical Leave Act. All of that is supposed to be posted up in plain view and plain sight, so you know you're right, depending on whatever state you're in.
And most of them joints be in the bathroom.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're supposed to be in plain sight in either a break room or anywhere where you can walk in and you can see that stuff, because that's what the federal law is going to trump the state law. Yeah. Unless you're in a state like California or Ohio, where if it's an at-will state like Ohio is, that means every application that you fill out has a phrase on there like, this application is not a contract. Your employment is at will, meaning at any moment you can be let go, terminated, and they don't owe you shit. They don't owe you an excuse why. They don't owe you anything.
Yeah.
So if you don't know your rights as an employee and as a worker, you are one of the ones that these Scamco Incs love because they know you're not going to do anything.
At all.
If you feel like you're being harassed, if you feel like you're being talked down to, if you feel like there's a crazy coworker that's just ignorant as fuck and says all types of ignorant shit, you're not going to do anything. You're either going to quit and not say anything, or you're going to say something and they'll fire you for saying something.
Right.
Because you didn't go through the proper channels. It's one of the main reasons why you see a lot of these people shoot up these workplaces.
Man.
People don't just up and decide to shoot up the workplace. Something had to have happened to lead you to that point.
Right.
It's not just something that you don't just wake up in the morning and say, you know what, I'm going to go shoot this motherfucker up today. They done made me come in early for the last time. No, that's not something that is going to have you shooting up a workplace.
Nah.
It's going to have you shooting up a workplace is somebody being completely ignorant to you, somebody talking down, being condescending and patronizing to you. You feeling like you can't do your job because you are in a hostile workplace.
Filling you up on the clock, and despite, you know, your repeated complaints, the person that felt you up then got promoted and you then got demoted and your hours is cut. Or, you know what I'm saying, you bringing up valid issues with your supervisor and your hours is cut and you demoted or you're on a first or final warning for doing your job. You know. Yeah. It's a lot, man. But that's the thing. It's like they want you to sign that so they can, you know, it's like, oh, we in business now. We in business now. We can do whatever we want to them, you know, whatever we want to them. And it pretty much gives companies a Mendoza line of what they can do to you once you sign that arbitration agreement. You know, whereas without the arbitration agreement, if they violate laws, they can take it on the chin for real. You know what I'm saying? And then you fight it out in the court of law. And you have your own attorney that's truly working for your interests, not the interests of the person that's paying them. And that's the thing about it is, you know, your lawyer's working for you because you paying them. You know, how you gonna have somebody that's paid by the person you mad with working your interests? That's like the record company's like, well, we'll have our lawyers look at your contract, Mr. and Mrs. Artist. It's cool. We say it's cool. That's some old Don King shit. Don't worry. Sign it and we'll fill in the rest later. Type shit. Shit's absurd. Yo, we're going to hit a really, really quick commercial break. Then we're going to come back, and then finish up the show. It's Jooked Radio. We are radio.com. Reggie Clemens, insurance professional. Losing a loved one is hard enough. Worrying about how you will handle final expenses only adds to one of the worst moments of your life. Let Reggie Clemens help you address this very important need. With over 12 years experience, Mr. Clemens has the knowledge and wherewithal to help you deal with all situations. No exam is required for most plans. Auto, home, and renter's insurance is also available. Call 216-925-6577 for a free quote. That's 216-925-6577. Reggie Clemens, insurance professional.
Hey, I'm Danny. A few of you may know me, or at least think you do. But there's so much more than what meets the eye.
Cleveland's own Hazel Green is back with another book of amazing tales. Danny's Tales. This self-published author always bring the heat. Follow my girl on Instagram at Hazel Green. That's Hazel with a Y, Green with an E, 216. Twitter, that's the same thing. Holla at her, man. Make sure you support the movement, cause it's moving. Also go to hazelgreen.com and purchase that for the low.
I'm sitting here alone. I wish I had someone to help me play with my words. Make sure you enter my world with caution.
Topic every fucking
Man, you hate the radio.
I despise it. I hate it.
Tune in to Clutch Players University.
You said who?
Clutch Players University.
Clutch Players University.
Yeah, man.
When?
On Saturday at 1.
Get out of here.
I'm not lying,
You said
man.
Clutch Players University.
Clutch Players University.
When?
On Saturday at 1. Are you listening?
Clutch Players University, Saturdays at 1.
At 1. Tune in to them on WeUpRadio.com.
Clutch Players University,
Clutch
Saturdays
Players.
at 1 p.m. That's what's up. So I'll tune in. Saturdays at 1 p.m. on WeUpRadio.com. That's what's up.
Alright, I check.
Yo, Perry, make from that. What up, Dodo? What's up? Let's go. Yeah, it's should have been there. Text message from the bopper type said it's been a while, I should have been hit it. And the phony broad that's acting like we homies that's dead, though I should have been in it. Ain't never been for that open dope, call a spade, and you been fake. Bandwagon, no luck now, you cast the hoes and go rent skates. No games, homie, straight facts, you can run that back like Ben Tate. Thought you could pull my car, but on some P13, nigga, I been straight. You say that you got me. I call bull like D-Rose, get that arena's treatment. Zero fucks, you can get bucked like Mayo. Bitches throwing shots like Swanky P, but your jumper broke like that nigga too. Big shit, you won't body up. I sit back and I laugh though. Clap for the effort, cause you niggas try to, but y'all hard-headed won't fade to black. It's over though. Come broad, this you star cut, ask about me. I'm straight laced like hoop shoes, and I'm well put. You niggas shaking like you got a couple of your screws loose. Clear glass with a brown liquor. Text on my phone, say I wanna get with you. Exposing all of you fraud boys, can you get the bitch? And shout out to all you lame hoes, I can't fuck with you.
Go to www.wristworkcustom.com for all of your exclusive bracelet needs. Black Ops is coming November the 30th. You want to inbox Wristwork Custom, Kelly Herbin, for more information on the Black Ops shopping experience that is coming. If you're in the Cleveland area, definitely hit her inbox. If you're not, then go to www.wristworkcustom.com and purchase some of the best handcrafted bracelets you ever seen. Yo, it's Jooked Radio, sponsored by Follow Black Dollars and Wristwork Custom, Crooked Halo, your boy Richie Carlisle. We are back. I'm about to put a bow on the show. So, I checked the score. Ohio State is winning right now, 7-0. That's what's happening. That's what's up. But I want to talk a little bit about the upcoming game against that school up north. Yo, what's your take?
I ain't even paying that shit no attention because they gonna win. It's a waste of my time.
You know what? I believe you, but I mean, I'm not one to ever take them dudes lightly. You know what I'm saying? Even, up year, down year, that game is, is always something extra with that game. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna take them dudes light. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna just assume we're gonna whoop them. I mean, I believe we're gonna whoop them, but I mean, it's gonna be a game because it always is. I mean, even last year, we really whooped them, but initially it was a game. It was a game. But yo, I don't never take them dudes light, but I'm looking forward to it, man. So yo, I'm gonna go ahead and put some carcass on the grill. It's gonna be real nice. It's gonna be real dope, man. So yeah, but I'm looking forward to the game. A lot of people looking at this game and playing right now with Penn State. I think they can do it this year. I'm not Buckeye Hunt guy or a person that they win their first 3-4 games. We're gonna win it all. I'm like, man, no, you gotta relax because anything can happen. Anything can happen. Anybody can pull your card at any given time. You know what I'm saying? You can lose. Anybody can just come out of nowhere and knock you off. It happens. So, but these guys look focused this year. The defense is really good. That's the main difference this year is the defense. Defense is playing with a lot of pride. They're doing their thing. They really focused this year for sure. So today, earlier we talked about arbitration agreements, and basically, we've come to the conclusion that they're a way for organizations to avoid getting their mouth ripped open on the legal side. Pretty much. And it's a tool for companies to, manage their risk. If you're a business owner, then, definitely it's something that you would want to exercise, from that perspective, from the worker perspective, workers, I don't think that's a good thing for workers at all. It's definitely, the benefits, in my opinion, is definitely shifted toward company owners and corporations for sure. But that's life. I don't think that necessarily that there's a bad thing on paper, but it's definitely something that is an advantage for the employer, for sure. It is. It's a way to mitigate risk, and if you're a business owner, you create a company, you wouldn't want to lose your company over a lawsuit. And the thing is that you shouldn't be doing things that should get you a lawsuit to begin with. But, playing devil's advocate, people do file frivolous lawsuits. You know what I'm saying? So, you can get ruined by them. So, But that's the thing, man. So we're definitely taking a break for next week. We're not going to be on the air. Again, you want to support a small business, when you're shopping, over the next weekend or two or during the holiday season. Definitely support small business. When you buy from a small business, you helping somebody make their mortgage and rent payments. You're helping them, get sneakers and boots for their kids. You know what I'm saying? You're not, I'm not saying don't go to, major corporations or what have you, because they may have things that you want for a lower rate. And I'm not, spend your money however you want, but definitely allocate some money for small business owners. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when you're going with the big ticket guys, you buying a second or third yacht and boobs for the side chick. You know what I'm saying? If you cool with that, then go ahead. But I mean, the small business owner, you're helping them put brakes on their car so they can take their kids to school. You know what I'm saying? That money's definitely appreciated. You're creating jobs for other people. You really are. You know what I'm saying? You're not funding executive bonuses. The other way around. And again, I mean, we at Jooked Radio, we are for the worker. We're for the working man and working woman, in this country and the world. That's our perspective, flat out. You know what I'm saying? So, any last words?
I'm ready to eat.
Ready to eat? No question. No question, man. We're going to wrap up a little early today, but I want to thank y'all for chopping with us today. We definitely appreciate y'all. We're going to be back. In December. Let me check the calendar real quick. We're going to be back December the 7th. Yeah, December the 7th. We're going to be back. We're going to drop that topic. But I want to thank y'all for rocking with us. We definitely appreciate y'all. It's been a hell of a year, man. We've done a lot, talked to a lot of cool people, and had a lot of great shows. Be sure to catch up with all of our episodes on Spotify. We're going to upload this on our Spotify app over the next few hours. Check for it. We're going to share it on the Jooked Radio page. Make sure that you follow us on Facebook, IG, Twitter. Tell your friends about us. Rock with us. We appreciate y'all, man. We out.
If you don't have no money, don't call my phone. Workplace informants, man, leave me alone. I'm trying to figure out where we going to lunch, so me and Crooked Halo can go smoke this blunt. Scamco Incorporated, stay juking the conversation. I'm looking for occupations daily at my workstation. There's dream qualifications for only $9. Got scholars living in squalor, reduced to selling hollers. Praying that the car don't die on the road, as I see my supervisor run through the new hose. Owner of the company got coke on his nose. Gently used gift cards about to make me explode. And I'm not that motherfucker that fixed your income. And I didn't make you have 4 kids with them bums. It's past time that we change the game. Healthcare in the country is a goddamn shame. And if you think that food workers deserve to be poor, when these shife companies got cheese to pay more, y'all the reason that this nation steady ran by crooks. And until we change the shit, we gon' stay getting jooked. So if you don't have no money, don't call my phone. Workplace informants, man, leave me alone.